looks like a bunch of resin. Whoa, that's pushing to one side. Can I have some of the other stuff that you say comes out with it? Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's worked. That's definitely worked. Didn't get a lot of the cement material and almost put it in the wrong way. Oh yeah. Oh, that's better. Yeah, boy. Alright, let's go and do the other ones because that's not even mixed properly yet. Today, but I'm going to pull the blocks out basically right up to the end of the wall for the door and then sweep it all, and then I'll put down some water, let that soak in or just get around. Let me just show you the level of the wall, and I've just checked the whole entire wall and it's like this all the way. It's basically that much off the entire way through. So I don't know if that's bad or good, but that's pretty much how it's going to go back in. So I'll lay my mortar and I'll just follow that bubble. Basically I'll put that bubble right on the edge, but I'll clean all this off first, or pull these blocks out, probably brush it off, then run up and down with the hoover a bit, and then spray it with water. Even if I don't get it finished, at least it will be slightly wetter for tomorrow. Hopefully it's soaked in a bit more. And then I might look at mixing up some mortar tonight and getting these first bricks down. There's gonna be a really thin layer under this first brick because of the way it lines up. But I'll make it a good sort of 3 mil or something, and I'll just have to narrow up. But I mean, there's not a lot of mortar in that line there. I mean, that old block's loose anyway. By the looks of it, I'll probably have to repoint all that. In fact, I might just whack, oh no, I might whack them with a hammer and just rubber man it and see if they move in. Because then I might need to sling a load of mortar down in the corner there. I mean, that isn't really too much of a concern, but. So these blocks are actually slightly moving. So I pulled them apart slightly. I filled them with some mortar, some fairly loose-ish mortar, and then I pumped it in with the gun because I'm trying to use one of those little finger trowel things to push it in there, and they're deep. So I'll clean that up, and then I've wet the ground now, and I've wet all the tops of the blocks. I'll go over and wet them again, make sure they're pretty well soaked. All right, so I've soaked the floor now, redone the blocks. I put my string line up to at least get myself straight, if nothing else. It's not caught up anywhere, so let's hope for the best. So I've done a couple off camera. I didn't make up enough mortar. I've got probably enough mortar for one more brick, or block, should I say. So I've just got to tack this one out, level it, and then I'll probably call it a night, and then mix some more mortar up in the morning and see how we go. Right, finishing up from last night, I managed to get, I think that's 6 bricks. Yeah, 6 bricks in. Just started to wet the floor again, but I've got the rest of the resin for the studs to go in the ground, or whatever you wish to call them, like, I don't know, support bars. And I've also just used this line support because it was drooping quite a bit in the middle, even though, well, I mean, it's 14-metre line, and it is like, you can ting this thing, it makes like little electric noises, you know, that kind of. So yeah, I've got a line support in there now, so I'm just going to resin in these 2 bars, and then I'll get back to laying down the line. Fortunately, even with this lining, obviously it wasn't too bad the way I did it, because it lined up with the edge of the block pretty perfectly. So obviously the mortar's getting thicker and thinner in places as the line changes, but I want to keep it as flat and level as possible. So hopefully as I do a few more, I'll get a bit quicker at it. I was getting quicker, so we'll see. So that's pretty good now. I mean, it's pretty straight. I mean, it should be. It's on a string line. I mean, looks all right to me. I've got these end ones like 3/4 filled with mortar, and then the same on that one and the end one now. At least there'll be some overlap with the mortar. That'll do for today. I'm absolutely knackered. Some of them blocks are a lot heavier than the other blocks, so they seem to just sink down in the mortar a lot more, so I've had to use like little packers, and I'm using just old lime mortar, using it as a packer in a few places to hold the block up. Like this last one, it must be like 3 or 4 kilos heavier than the others. It's just, yeah, at least it's a solid block on the end. So it doesn't look too bad. I'm not disappointed. I mean, I'm no bricky, that's for sure, but you know, they all look pretty alright now they've been whatevered in. That sort of kind of weird pointed maybe, I don't know, but it's pretty good. Obviously it should be straight, it's got a string line on it. So now I'm just going to do this corner here. I have to clear a few things out. I can't move anything because it keeps raining off and on, and I can't put the cars outside, and the workshop's absolutely chocker. But obviously I've got to put one block on the end there. I'll wet this floor. I'm going to mix up some new mortar. just checked with the sight level of what we've done now, and I've ended up with 20mm or 19mm actually drop from this point we're standing at now to the end of the workshop. So I think if I increase that mortar line, that should solve that problem. I hope. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, subscribe, hit that bell and get the notifications. You can also check us out on Facebook. The link's going to be in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.